I'd like to talk about a topic that hopefully will complement what you've heard from Bob and Marie and Amit. And so I'm going to show you some statistics about the education deficit that we have. This is where I'm from, the University of Utah. I don't have any conflicts of interest that are relevant, but I am actually a board member of the Pan-Arab Neurosurgical Society. But I just wanted to show this slide, which shows the demographics of neurosurgical coverage around the world. And as you'd predict, America, most of Europe is well saturated, and some of Asia is very well saturated with neurosurgeons, but there's huge deficits obviously in Central and South America, Africa, as you'd predict, but also Asia. And I just want to point that out, and I'm going to show some data about that later. What is the educational target? Well, this is an interesting slide. This is the number of cases done worldwide in neurosurgery, so 13.8 million. And you can see where they're done. So only less than 1 million, 665,000 is done in the United States and Canada. So just a small number. Most of the neurosurgery is done in Southeast Asia and Western Pacific. The other important statistic I want to show you is the type of pathology. So 45% of the surgeries worldwide are for trauma, okay? And then you can see down the line stroke, hydrocephalus, brain tumors, aneurysms and AVMs only 2.2%, and spinal tumors only 0.1%, which is very interesting. Even in Japan, which is, is a high-income country, well saturated with neurosurgeons, the most frequent thing that they do is trauma. So I think we forget about this fact in our day-to-day practice. So this was an interesting paper published showing the most highest cited papers in neurosurgery. And there's no correlation with what the demographics of what the world is doing. So vascular was numbers 37 of those, a tumor 27, trauma 19, so third on the list, and spinal cord injury was only 3 papers. So completely disconnect between what the world is doing and what we're publishing on, which is interesting. So are we missing the boat? There seems to be a mismatch between the clinical needs and what our academic output represents. So this is, I sort of at the feet, this is an American phenomenon, because you'll see that most of the publications are coming from North America. American neurosurgery academic output does not represent what is being done on a worldwide basis. We're largely speaking to ourselves, although I would say this is an important role because we're the technical leaders in our specialty. And we're only a minor component of worldwide neurosurgical workforce. In fact, the Australasian Neurosurgical Society represents 2/3 of the world's neurosurgeons. And so we're only a minority. So the other thing that's happening is that there's a change in the epidemiological trends of trauma. And in Western Europe, this is written by Ander Maas and Bob Rosenbeek, but it shows a change in epidemiological patterns of TBI. The median age of individuals is increasing. It's us baby boomers that are aging. And falls have now surpassed road traffic accidents as leading cause of this injury. So that's what it is in Western Europe and North America. And this is the typical case, and we all see these in our daily practice, in both private practice and an academic practice, where you have a 71-year-old in this case comes in and he's taking clopidogrel and he deteriorates, and then he's got this worsening because he's bleeding into his contusion and into the subdural space. But in the developing world, this is a picture from India. This is the problem. It's the motorization of the developing world. And this is a changing demographic then now that road traffic accidents are becoming increasingly common. And in fact, you see this with this projection that was done. So in 2004, road traffic accidents represented number 9 of leading cause of death, and now they're expected to increase by to number 5 by 2020. and 30 in this case, or 2030. And I would also...
Hey guys, thanks for watching. To continue, please log in or create an account for free. Thank you for your support.